Your life.
Hi guys. I want to talk about emotions as it pertains to training your dog. And last time we talked about managing behaviors. And we highlighted how every behavior counts, right? Every behavior is grounds for feedback. Sometimes it's neutral, sometimes it's in the positive, sometimes it's in the negative. Sometimes when you need to say something negative and you be quiet about it, that could mean positive, right? So we talked about some of these things and how they affect the outcome of what we want in life, right, with our dogs. Now, another thing that works in parallel with managing their behaviors is emotions in how we manage their behavior. So, for us, I think like a lot of people, I'm not trying to pick on you guys at all. I think it's just the general average public, and I see it all the time. And I'm a victim of that too, right? So we get frustrated really easily, we get angry really easily. So if our dog like doesn't do something, we get louder, and faster, and we repeat ourselves and we get frustrated along the way. And as we follow the procedures and we follow like the idea of managing all their behaviors, if we allow ourselves to get negatively impacted in the process, our emotions get the best of us. Sorry. If the emotions get the best of us, then what the dog sees from their perspective is going to affect the outcome, right? So, on one hand, if you get out of control, they're going to have an opinion on that. And on the other hand, if you stay neutral or calm and collected, that's going to have an impact, right? So I'm kind of wanting to talk about that idea and how it's going to relate to taking her home. And this emotion thing applies to all aspects, not just following commands. It also applies to especially when we're talking about a dog that she's going to react to or not react to, right? So if you guys are out on a walk and you're doing your part, you're doing the legwork, you're doing the prerequisite stuff, and you're talking to her and you're communicating, you're calling her by her name and you're directing her to things you'd rather her do, then as you're guiding her, if things start to go wrong, if she starts to like disengage from you or look away or looks at another dog as you're trying to get her attention again, if you get emotionally compromised, that almost guarantees that almost guarantees that she's also going to become emotionally compromised. And how we display our emotions is going to impact the outcome, right? That's my point here. So let's go back to that walk on a leash, and now here comes a dog. And a lot of people in this section will tighten up the leash, right? That's the first thing somebody will do. And as we do that, that indicates, that signals the dog that tension, there's a tension in the air, and something is going to happen, so they're getting ready. And so the dog also starts to get tense, and then prepares itself for what is causing it. And normally, what will happen is they'll identify the other dog, and now that whole thing, that tension's going to get released as aggression towards that dog coming our way. On the flip side of it, if you're following this procedures, you're doing your part, you're telling her to heel, your leash is loose and relaxed, and it stays loose and relaxed. You keep your speed and your pace going the right direction, and you just act like, hey, I'm not worried about that dog. I'm not bothered by that dog. Whatever's going to happen, I'm not worried about it. I don't have any anxiety about the future on that. The dog is going to see that. The dog is going to feel your calmness, and the dog is going to stay more neutral throughout the whole process. But if the dog does decide on its own accord, even though you're doing your part with the calmness, then it's going to start to fixate and raise some hairs and start to make some commotion. And in that sense, you simply have to say, heel, or recall the dog back to you while you remain calm. That has a greater chance of succeeding than pulling the leash up and giving it a big tug and getting you worked up on yourself, okay? Now, I think I'm explaining everything I want to be explaining. I'm gonna sum it up real quick, and then we'll wrap it up and give you guys a chance to ask me some questions on this, right? So we'll use the scenario. In any given scenario, when you're on a walk with your dog, your emotional state 100% has an impact on the outcome of the situation. If you remain emotionally stable and calm and can handle your dog will follow you much easier than you getting frustrated and emotionally getting angry or any of the other things, right? When those things happen, the dogs will not follow your lead as much as if you stay calm, cool, and collected. Okay, I think that's the idea I'm trying to communicate today. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please let me know. I will expand on it some more. And yeah, anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon.